Good evening, America. I'm Lawrence Jones in for Jesse tonight. So, November midterms are just around the corner, and Democrats are starting to feel some serious heat. Karma is coming to bite them back. Real America is getting fed up with what they're seeing in Washington. Now, they gave the Democrats complete control for over a year. But what did they get in return? Nothing. They've been left behind while Democrat politicians just focus on themselves, showing real America that all they care about is power, not the people, acting as the party of no substance and self-interest. And that guy that campaigned on uniting America, Joe Biden, can't even unite his own party. Instead, he's focusing on policies that divide his own supporters. People are unsatisfied and turning their backs on him in record numbers. Now, he's lost the media, too. They aren't covering for him anymore. In fact, their asses is on the line. CNN is flat out admitting that the president is failing. Watch.
There is brand new polling out on the presidential approval rating, and it's not good for President Biden.
I want you to look. These numbers kind of differ. They range from the low 30s to the low 40s. Low 40s is not good either. But what's key is the lowest are tied for the low for the pollster. Lowest tier, lowest tier. This is 1 point off the lowest tier. And when you have 3 or 4 pollsters showing the lowest numbers for the President of the United States, that is indicative of a president who's in a lot of trouble.
Low, low, low. Have you ever heard CNN talk about a Democratic president like that? The reality of it is they're heading into the midterms with historic lows, and their party is scrambling for a solution right now. No wonder why they're trying to put all the blame on the White House communications problem, acting like they're just having problems touting their wins. That's just one of the many excuses. But they never own up to the real problem. The problem is they've been abandoning urban America, treating minority groups as just an easy vote, ignoring their needs throughout the whole year, just coming around during election season. But America is starting to see how phony Washington really is. Hispanics, who are always a slam dunk for the Democrats, are turning their backs on the Democratic Party in a big way. In a new Quinnipiac poll, Biden's approval among Hispanics is in the gutters, with only 26% of Hispanics approving Joe Biden. Doesn't get much lower than that. And the media is starting to admit that they're in deep water.
Democrats trending in the wrong direction, especially with Hispanic voters.
The early polling we're seeing in 2022 suggests this is very much a story for this midterm. And again, it's something we've been talking about for decades. If that Hispanic vote comes up for grabs between the two parties, it's a huge shift potentially in American politics.
Yeah, Steve, and one that would potentially be an ominous sign for Democrats who have been banking on that vote for so long.
Did you hear that? That's the problem right there. They bank on votes instead of actually trying to earn those votes. And that's no different with the black community, too. They thought putting Kamala Harris in the vice presidency seat and nominating Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court would be enough to rake in the black vote. But the last thing on black America's mind is identity politics. What we want are results, change, prove that our elected officials are actually representing the people. We want actual problems addressed, substance. A new poll shows that 17% of black Americans say crime is their most important issue, while 11% say it's the economy. Now, the Democratic Party seems to think that black America only cares about diversity, but that was way low on the list. But yet, that's all they ever talk about with us, using it as an excuse to defund the police and let crime run rampant in our communities, and not doing anything about actually putting money back into black America. Instead, they're wasting their time playing identity politics while black folks suffer. And when they're confronted on it, they just act surprised.
You do realize, Pete, a lot of black people feel like Democrats have kept no promises since they've been in office.
Really?
Yes.
Look at his face. So it's no surprise that black people are pissed, and they're ready to take it out on the Democrats. A new Gallup poll shows that Joe Biden's approval with black people have plummeted 20 points since he took office. 20 points. Jim Clyburn can't save you, Joe. It's only going to get worse. Now, a few months ago, Hispanics were on the same boat. Inflation and crime were their biggest issues. And they were trying to warn the Democrats all about it. But as they do, they just ignored them, letting the inflation get worse and crime get out of control. So Hispanics were forced to look elsewhere for answers, completely abandoning Joe Biden and his party in record numbers. You better believe that same energy is brewing with Black America. They're ready to drop the Democrats and find someone that will actually listen to them for once. And if they lose both the Black folks and the Hispanic folks, the Democratic Party is done. Not only are they going to get wrecked in the midterms, but they're going to be in pain for decades. And then maybe the Democrats will be the ones going into the community trying to win them back. Now, if the Republicans over in Washington were smart, and many of them are dumb, they will realize that this is the opportunity to step up to the plate. Try doing what the Democrats couldn't do and actually do something in the community. And if they do that, November's red wave would get even bigger.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.